Hello everybody and welcome back to another tutorial. This tutorial has been highly requested specifically from one individual. So I thought I would go ahead and show you guys how to make one of these cute little 90s gecko or lizard guys. I do apologize about my show one. My cat got to it and yeah, we still love him. He might be damaged, but we still love the little guy. All right, and this here is going to be your materials list. You're going to need 28 inches of a non-stretch string. I'm gonna put a little video here from my axolotl Kandi tutorial. As you can see, this little axolotl, when we use elastic stretch string, it smushes in on itself. I'm not saying that you can't use it, you 100% can, but I would just strongly recommend that we use a non-stretch string. I've had someone tell me that they've used yarn, fishing string. Personally, I like to use ribbon, or I got this weird string from a craft store that's kind of like a big spaghetti noodle, but you can really use anything. I just don't recommend a stretch string. You are going to need a total of 49 beads for this tutorial. If you are following along with me, you're going to need 29 of these body colors. So for me, that's going to be these dark greens. 6 tummy colors, that's going to be these tummy colors here. You're going to need 12 toe colors, so his little toesies here. And you're going to need 2 of the eye colors. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Now with my string cut out, I'm going to go ahead and fold my string in half, just like this. We are going to start with our body colors. So I'm going to go ahead and take 1 bead down one side of the string, and then I'm going to take 2 beads down the other side of the string. It doesn't matter which sides of the string. To get started, I'm going to take the side where our 1 bead is, and we're going to take the string and weave it into the side with the 2 beads. Direction is important here. We want to make sure that we are taking our string and weaving it through the side where the string is sticking out of. So for my 2 beads here, my string is sticking out here. So that means I'm going to take this string and I'm going to weave it through that way. We're going to go ahead and weave this through. We're going to weave it through both of the beads here. And we are going to pinch and hold just like this, and I'm going to pull. We want to try to make sure to the best of our ability that these strings are the same size on each side. It's okay if it's a little bit off, but we just don't want it to be like this. So we should have just like a tiny little triangle. Now we are going to go ahead and add on one of our eye colors to one side of the string, one of our body colors, and another one of our eye colors. For the rest of the tutorial, it does not matter which side of the string you start on. We're going to do the same thing like we did before. We are going to weave our string through these 3 beads. We're going to take the other side that has no beads on it, and we're going to weave it through. So remember, whatever side that the string is sticking out of is where you're going to start the weave. And we're going to pull. And now our little guy can see. We're going to go back to our body colors, and for this, we're just going to use 2. We're going to take the 2 beads on one side of the string, and we're going to place it on. Now that we've added 3 rows, our string is pretty anchored, so it's not going to shift around in size anymore. With that being said, to speed up how fast you can make these, we're going to take our 2 beads and we're going to let it drop all the way towards the bottom, just like that. And then we're going to take the other side of our string and we're just going to do what we did before. So remember, we're just going to weave it through, and then we pull. And this saves you quite a bit of time. Now we're going to go ahead and build our lizard's arms and toes. So for this, we're going to take 2 of our body colors here, and we are going to take 3 of our toe colors. So you should have a total of 5 beads down one side of the string. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to let this drop. We are now going to take the same side of our string. So whatever side you put those beads on, we're going to take that string and we're going to weave it through our 2 body colors. Just like that. We're gonna leave the toe colors, but just weave it through the body. And we are going to pull. We're gonna tug on this quite a bit because we wanna make sure that our little toesies have its shape. And we're gonna go to the other side of our string and we're gonna do the exact same thing. So we're gonna take 2 of our body colors, 3 of our little toesy colors. So we should have 5 beads on one side of the string. We're gonna let them drop, and then we're gonna take our string, the same side, and we're gonna weave it through those 2 body color beads. And we're gonna pull. And now our lizard has his arms. We're gonna start building up the tummy portion of our lizard. So I'm gonna take 1 body color, place it down the side of our string. I'm going to take 1 tummy color, place it down the side of the string, and 1 body color. I'm gonna let this drop. I'm gonna take the other side of my string, and I'm going to weave it through those 3 beads we just added. And I'm gonna pull. I'm all tangled. Now we're gonna go ahead and take 1 of our body colors, 2 of our tummy colors, and 1 body color. We're gonna let this drop. We're gonna take the other side of our string and we are going to weave it through. And I'm gonna pull. We're gonna repeat this pattern again. So 1 of our body colors, 2 of our tummy colors, and 1 body color. We're gonna let this drop, take the other side of our string, and weave it through. And we're gonna pull. Righty. We're gonna go ahead and place 1 body color, 1 tummy color, and 1 body color. We're gonna let this drop. We're gonna take the other side of our string, and we are going to weave it through. And now we have the tummy of our little lizard done. Now we just need to add on his legs. So we are going to do this the exact same way we did the arms. We're going to do 2 body colors and then our 3 toe colors. We're going to let these drop. We're going to take that same side of our string and we're going to weave it through the 2 body colors. And we pull. I'm going to take the other side of the string. We're going to do the exact same pattern. 2 of our body colors, 3 of our toe colors. We're going to let this drop. And then we're going to take our string, we're going to weave it through the 2 body colors. And now he has his legs. And the last part is just making his tail. So to start the tail, I'm going to take 2 body colors. I'm going to drop it. And then I'm going to take the other side of my string and I'm going to weave it through. For the tail portion, you can do as many beads as you want. I did 5. So we're going to take 1 single bead down one side of the string. We're going to take the other side of the string. We're going to weave it through and pull. Depending on how long you want your tail to be is how many beads you're going to add. So you can leave here like the lizard dropped his tail, or you can keep adding more. So I'm going to do this a few more times. And that will complete my little lizard or gecko. To tie this off, the way that I tie mine is going to be a little tricky if you want to hide the knot. Now, either you can just tie it up here and you can have the knot sitting up top and you'll get this 3 or 4 ties. Or if you want the best way to hide the knot, we are going to take our string and we are going to weave it in to this little loop down here. And this will create another little loop that we're gonna take this tiny tail and we're gonna pull it through. Now I'm gonna take the other side of my string and I'm gonna weave it back through. I'm not gonna pull it all the way through just yet, or else this knot we just did will untie. So I'm gonna leave it just like that. And then I'm gonna take my other tail and I'm gonna tie them together. And then I'm gonna let the other string go all the way through that bead. And I give this about 3 or 4 ties. And then when I'm passing these out at raves or festivals or conventions, I add a little drop of crazy glue just to make sure everything stays together. Now my string is pretty thick, so it makes a pretty large knot. So this all depends on how thick your string is. Take your string, one side, it doesn't matter, and we're gonna weave it down. We're gonna weave it through this second bead here. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. And I'm gonna pull. And this would normally pull the knot into the bead. However, my string is too thick to do this. And then we're gonna go ahead and trim off our tails. And ta-da! We have a tiny little gecko or lizard. I don't know about y'all, but I used to make these all the time as a kid, so this tutorial is pretty nostalgic. Alrighty, my friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. This tutorial, like many of my others, was a suggestion. I'm gonna go ahead and leave up my email right here. If you'd like to show me some of the things that you've created, feel free to send pictures to me, and I like to put them at the end of the video. Or you can even just post it and tag me on YouTube. Thank you so much, my friends. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye-bye.